horses for courses, they say, and at times we also doubt that whether these horses are going to win the courses or not. And that's what happened when India selected 5 spinners in their squad, and we thought कि यार दुबई में कैसे होगा ये? दुबई में do we actually need 5 spinners? And actually आज वाले मैच में versus New Zealand, Indian team played with 4 spinners, and guess what? We won by 44 runs, and only 8 overs were bowled by fast bowlers. तो यार मतलब obvious सी बात है कि इंडिया के पास है ना कुछ अलग दिमाग चलता है. इंडियन टीम के पास रोहित शर्मा, गौतम गंभीर has played a master stroke while selecting Varun Chakravarthy in this match. I've got Rohit Sankar and Prasenjit Dey, who are the co-founders of Cricket Ecstasy, along with Rashid Khanna, my co-anchor buddy, and welcome to Cricket Ecstasy Live. Finally, we are here after all the hassle which went back in the screen, back of the screen. So, guys, क्या चल रहा है, कैसा लग रहा है? Finally, India won the match by 44 runs. Of course, Rashid, first things first.
First things first, I would like to apologize to Rohit Sharma and Gautam Gambhir with my folded hands that I was the one who was doubting Rohit Sharma. मैंने बहुत डाउट किया रोहित शर्मा पे कि वरुण चक्रवर्ती को लेके जा रहे हैं ओवर सिराज, एक पेसर की नीड है. आज भी जब टॉस हुआ मैंने सुना कि भाई वरुण खेल रहा है ओवर अर्शदीप. आई वाज लाइक भाई व्हाट इज रॉन्ग विद रोहित शर्मा, बट देन व्हाट अ मास्टर स्ट्रोक, 5 विकेट्स एंड बिल्कुल वन साइड कर दिया गेम यार. First things first, credit goes to Rohit Sharma and the team management, without any doubt.
And should we say overall jeet bo Prasenjit da? Because Shreyas Iyer performed, Varun Chakravarthy performed, and India won.
Certainly, looks like the KKR players have the Midas touch. So Varun Chakravarthy, second ODI game only, and first in this ODI format in this ICC event, 5 wickets, and I don't think we can say anything about him right now because कुछ बोलने को मेरे पास है ही नहीं उनके लिए, क्योंकि जैसे परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं लास्ट 1 year और सो से, तो यू कैन सी दैट द कॉन्फिडेंस इज हाई. T20s में परफॉर्मेंस करते आ रहे हैं, ODIs में नाउ ही हैज डन द जॉब एज वेल. सो कंडीशंस वेर देयर सेट अप फॉर हिम and he has gone on and delivered. Or Shreyas Iyer, he was already doing the job continuously, and once again he has delivered when India needed it the most.
I certainly feel, Jay, sorry I'm cutting you, he had to take 5 wickets. The way he dropped 2 sitters, his fielding was very poor, to be very honest. Varun Chakravarthy was feeling like a 10th grader, and he had to take those 5 wickets, or else they would have bashed him in the dressing room.
Truly. Rohit, what are your thoughts?
See, obviously, the Varun decision paid off for India, but is it a masterstroke actually? Because now New Zealand have got a sighter of Varun Chakravarthy, and they take on South Africa in the other semi-finals, and they might reach the final again, and India might have to play them again in the final. And now New Zealand have an idea about Varun already. So, was it really a masterstroke? It's debatable, I think. And obviously, it
Or maybe okay. Initially, when let's start from the first thing first. Like Rohit Sharma losing another toss, 10 consecutive losses in the toss. At least we can say that at least he's winning the matches, but not tosses. So, what are you gonna pray that he should lose the toss and win the match, or what?
That's very bold of you to assume भाई, but यार ठीक है. मतलब पहले जब टॉस हारते थे कैप्टन, तो कैप्टन को ही ब्लेम किया जाता था. वो एक एरा था जब विराट कोहली टॉस हारते थे तो ट्विटर पे, इंस्टाग्राम पे सब ब्लेम करने लग जाते थे, कोहली टॉस हार गया. अब नो वन टॉक्स अबाउट टॉसेस भाई, ठीक है, इट्स द प्रोबेबिलिटी. बट मैं बताना चाहता हूँ कि 13 टॉसेस हारना लगातार, 10 जिसमें से रोहित शर्मा लगातार हारे हैं, ये 0.0001112% प्रोबेबिलिटी है जो रोहित शर्मा ने चमत्कार किया है. तो हैट्स ऑफ टू दैट आल्सो भाई, एक रिकॉर्ड बन गया है कहीं ना कहीं. और यार एट द एंड ऑफ द डे टॉसेस, ये सेंचुरीज, ये 5 विकेट हॉल्स मैटर नहीं करते अगर आप टीम को मैचेस जिता रहे हो अपनी परफॉर्मेंस से, अगर आपकी टीम लगातार आईसीसी टूर्नामेंट में बहुत अच्छे परफॉर्मेंस कर रही है.
And Prasenjit, certainly we can say that Kiwis can actually fly, which we saw today as well. Glenn Phillips का वो catch and Kohli का वो reaction says it all. And Virat Kohli on his 300th ODI, we were expecting some, magic and some wonders which we saw in the previous match as well against Pakistan. But we couldn't see that. But although Virat Kohli was looking in a very good form, he was looking in a very good touch, and he was quite confident with the stroke plays as well. And that the shot which he played as well, it was good.
Yeah, see, the Kiwis certainly can fly, and I can surely say that the Indians are quite good at catching up to. So, but jokes
Yeah.
apart, Glenn Phillips is one of my favorite players right now. He has always been for the last 2-3 years. और अब अगर उनकी परफॉर्मेंस देखो, he has started reaching the peak of his potential, right? Be it fielding, be it batting, be it bowling, he is performing with in every facet of the game. So मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि अगर ये प्लेयर इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में इतना धूम मचा रहा है, if he is performing so well in international cricket, why is he getting so less chances in IPL? Okay,
True.
so SRH, like they kept on benching him throughout the entire seasons. I think 2 or 3 matches he played. I don't remember clearly, but yeah, he didn't play many matches. And now, certainly, he was also released, and he is now with the Gujarat Titans. So it remains to be seen that how many matches he is going to play for them. But certainly, he is a superstar right now.
Of course he is a superstar, and I hope कि शुभमन गिल देख रहे होंगे कि भाई उनकी टीम के खिलाफ ही क्या कर रहे हैं. तो मे बी शुभमन गिल शायद से वो गुजरात टाइटंस में उनको बोले कि भैया आप प्लेइंग 11 में आ जाओ, कोई बात नहीं. रोहित, टॉकिंग अबाउट पावर प्ले ऑफ न्यूजीलैंड एज वेल व्हेन दे वर बॉलिंग, मैट हेनरी was phenomenal with the ball, and Kyle Jamieson, of course. The spell which they had during that power play, it was amazing. Like 30 for 3 in the power play, and then 37 overall in the first 10 overs. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think, to dismiss Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, and Virat Kohli inside the first 7 overs, that is almost game done there. And Kyle Jamieson and both Matt Henry, both of them were brilliant. Jamieson was getting good swing. Henry was getting seam movement. Like this Dubai surface has been good for new ball bowlers. It has been getting movement for these new ball bowlers, and these two guys bowled really well to push India back. I think that spell from there, New Zealand should have taken the game, but obviously Shreyas Iyer and then Axar Patel will come on to took the game away from them. I think in those middle overs.
ऋषित, मुर्गी आई या अंडा पहले आया?
ये तो कुछ नहीं पता मुझे, बट ये कह सकता हूँ कि आज मुर्गी ही आई है पहले.
समझ रहे हो ना?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
केएल राहुल या अक्षर पटेल, भाई नंबर 5 पे किसको आना है? Who is the ideal person for number 5?
आज की मैं तो मतलब पूरी दोनों इनिंग्स को काउंट करके बोलूंगा. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट, कि इफ यू आर मेकिंग a wicket keeper bat at number 6, Rishabh Pant should be your ideal choice, because Rishabh can finish the match. He can finish the innings. उनकी वो स्ट्राइक रेट है, उनको स्लॉगिंग एबिलिटीज हैं जो वो शायद से केएल राहुल लैक करते हैं. अगर आप नंबर 5 पे भेजना चाहते हो तो आप केएल राहुल को भेजोगे, इररेस्पेक्टिव ऑफ द नंबर्स. के ऋषभ पंत के नंबर्स आईसीसी टूर्नामेंट्स में इतना कुछ खास नहीं है, वाइट बॉल फॉर्मेट्स में इतने कुछ खास नहीं है, बट स्टिल जो वो पोजीशन है नंबर 6 पे खेलने वाली, मुझे लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं केएल राहुल वो इंटेंट लैक करते हैं. यार एक तो पहली बात, वो ओपनर प्लेयर है, आप उसे 5 पे खिला रहे हो, 5 में उसने परफॉर्म करना स्टार्ट किया, आपने उसे 6 पे भेज दिया. एंड keeping his batting aside, यार, his wicket keeping was below par. Let's talk about that also. 2 कैचेस छोड़े विलियमसन के, एक तो शायद से 20 रन या 15 रन पे था, and he went on to score 81. And imagine now if it would have been Travis Head, match would have been different यार. तो ये कैचेस पकड़ना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, एंड केएल राहुल नीड्स टू पिक दैट. हम लोग आज का मैच इग्नोर कर देंगे, एंड मे बी शायद कोई बात भी ना करे, फैंस कोई बात ना करे, हम लोग बात ना करें कल के बाद, बट ये चांसेस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती है. नॉकआउट मैचेस में बहुत कॉस्टली होगा इफ केएल राहुल डिडंट वर्क ऑन हिज विकेट कीपिंग स्किल्स.
Prasanita, what is your thought on that? KL Rahul at number 6 or number 5, what is the ideal spot for him as well?
I think currently जैसे गंभीर सेटअप किए है स्क्वाड को, if you see that if wickets are falling, तो अक्षर पटेल नंबर 5 पे आ जा रहे हैं. So if you get a good start, the top order has given a good start, then KL Rahul आ रहे हैं. So I think it is better to keep it flexible only, right? It is being done right now, because see, people might not agree, but Akshar Patel has improved much, and he has improved a lot as a batter. So अभी अगर उनको आप नंबर 5 पे ला रहे हो और लेफ्ट राइट कॉम्बिनेशन का फायदा उठाने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, आई थिंक दैट इज वर्किंग वेरी वेल फॉर इंडिया. So obviously as a team you are under pressure, and obviously you would want to get as much advantage as possible and in that position. अगर आपको लेफ्ट राइट कॉम्बिनेशन से थोड़ा सा भी स्लाइट एडवांटेज भी मिल रहा है तो वो लेना चाहिए. So that's why I think in this situation it's obvious that Akshar Patel को आना चाहिए. But अगर if it's a good start, then KL राहुल भी 5 पे आ सकते हैं.
बट केएल राहुल को 5 पे आता देखते कौन? डू यू थिंक इट इज गौतम गंभीर स्टबर्ननेस विद लेफ्ट राइट हैंड कॉम्बिनेशन कि थोड़ा सा वो रिजिड है इस चीज को लेकिन नहीं, आई वांट रिजल्ट्स विद दिस एंड आई विल मेक श्योर दैट आई एम ब्रिंगिंग रिजल्ट्स विद द लेफ्ट राइट कॉम्बिनेशन.
जय ऑनेस्टली, हाँ सॉरी जस्ट एक लाइन पुट करनी थी. कहते हैं कि जब तक बल्ला चल रहा है ठाठ है. तो यहीं पे मैं ये चीज बोलूंगा कि जब तक आप मैच जीत रहे हो बढ़िया है, चलता रहेगा. बट जिस दिन मैच हारेंगे वो इसी दिन शायद से लेफ्ट राइट कॉम्बिनेशन भी आपका रडार में आ जाएगा. उस दिन अक्षर पटेल को 5 पे क्यों भेज रहे हो वो भी रडार में आ जाएगा. केएल राहुल नंबर 6 पे परफॉर्म क्यों नहीं कर पा रहे हैं वो भी रडार पे आ जाएगा.
But performance again, that is talking in hindsight, right? बाद में देख
ये तो एक्चुअली है.
बोल सकते हैं. So
मैचेस तो सर मैं आपको बताऊं, हम वर्ल्ड कप में भी 10 लगातार जीते थे, एक ही मैच हारे थे, वो फाइनल ही था.
यार एक तो रेशद घूम फिर के वही बात, फिर वर्ल्ड कप 2023 नहीं बात करनी उस बारे में भाई. बट अगेन अब वो बात कर ही दी है तो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट श्रेयस अय्यर बिकॉज ही हैज बीन फिनोमिनल एंड his last performance against New Zealand was also phenomenal and this performance as well has been amazing. I would also request the backend team to present that stat which we had for Shreyas Iyer because वो एक अलग stat है भाई साहब, वो गजब है. वो देखो आ गया आपकी स्क्रीन पर. और Shreyas Iyer versus New Zealand in ODIs 103, 52, 62, 80, 49, 33, 105, 79, मतलब गजब. Rohit, what do you have to say about him? Is he the ideal number 4 for Indian team?
Obviously, he's sort of cemented the number 4 position, and the way he was taking on the short ball, like against Will O'Rourke, who was, bowling that bouncers, which usually troubles Iyer. He has learned to sort of stick to his stance and not move to his leg side when he's facing those bouncers, and that improvement has actually worked really well for him. I would say, like, if you see almost 30 to 32% of his runs today came through that mid-wicket area by just taking on the pull shots. So the one thing, he eventually got out to the pull shot. So the one thing I think that Shreyas needs to work on right now is how he can play those pull shots along the ground as well, because right now he's getting away with those and he's getting those runs. But it should also be remembered that New Zealand bowlers are a bit kind to him. He was either off radar, the fast bowlers are either off radar, or they were not getting the bouncers, there accurately, and helped Iyer to get away because he was able to stand where he was standing and just pull off the length. But against a Rabada or against somebody like Nathan Ellis from Australia, that may not be possible. And I think this is where he needs to sort of learn to keep those pull shots down, because he'll be able to eliminate the risk as well.
Exactly, and I would also request the team now to present the scorecard for India's batting first. Maybe we can discuss on that as well, like, go through that and discuss whatever we feel like. Maybe. So first things, Rohit Sharma 15. Again, your strength can also become your weakness. आज pull shot पे out हो गए प्रसन्नजीत दा.
ये तो होता ही रहता है. अगर 10 बारी में फुल शॉट खेल रहे हो, आपकी अगर स्ट्रेंथ है 10 बारी में, अगर आप 3 बारी आउट हो जाते हो तो आपकी वीकनेस तो नहीं बन जाती है ना. तो दैट इज नॉट हिज वीकनेस, इट्स जस्ट लक.
इट्स जस्ट लक. व्हाट अबाउट शुभमन गिल? फिर से इन स्विंगर.
क्या कर सकते हैं, बट यू कैन से मच अबाउट अ प्लेयर हु इज एवरेजिंग 60 इन ओडीआईज, राइट? ही मस्ट बी डूइंग समथिंग राइट.
But how crucial was actually Axar Patel's contribution and that partnership which he built with Shreyas Iyer? Because again we were discussing about Axar Patel being at number 5 or 6, but वो जब भी number 5 पे आ भी रहे हैं तो वो contribution ऐसा करके जाते हैं जो कि सबके जहन में रह जाता है. And that also creates an impact कि Axar Patel can be an ideal number 5. Okay, we are fine with KL Rahul being at number 6. That is also a very, very brave thought to have as well. And that is what Axar Patel is pushing us to think about it. Rishit?
पहली बात तो इट्स अ हाई प्रिविलेज कि हम अक्षर पटेल के बारे में अब बात करना स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं. एक ऐसा प्लेयर जो 10 साल से इंडियन सेटअप में है, जिसके बारे में बहुत कम बातें करी हैं हम लोगों ने ओवर द इयर्स. अब उसको वो ड्यू क्रेडिट मिल रहा है विद द बैट, विद द बॉल, विद द फील्ड एज वेल। नंबर 5 पे आके अंडर यूटिलाइज इनिंग्स खेलना। हम T20 वर्ल्ड कप की बात करते हैं जो इंडिया जीती थी, उसमें हम कोहली की हाफ सेंचुरी की बात करते हैं, हम भूल जाते हैं, हम हार्दिक पांड्या की वो ओवर के बारे में, अर्शदीप बुमराह, सूर्य कुमार यादव के कैच के बारे में बात करते हैं, हम अक्षर पटेल की वो इनिंग्स के बारे में बात नहीं करते जिसकी वजह से 176 बने थे। एंड द सेम इज थिंग इज दिस, इस चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी में लास्ट मैच में शायद से आपकी हैट्रिक भी होती हुई दिख जाती है अक्षर पटेल से। तो अक्षर पटेल इज दैट प्लेयर कि जिसके बारे में हम शायद से सबसे कम बात करेंगे, बट जिसका यूटिलाइजेशन सबसे ज्यादा, जिसने इम्पैक्ट दिया है पूरी इनिंग्स में, इट वॉज अक्षर पटेल। हाँ, आज के मैच में इनिंग्स बहुत स्लो खेली, स्टार्टिंग में 25 बॉल में 4 रन पे खेल रहे थे, रोटेशन में नहीं हो रही थी स्ट्राइक, बट विद देखेंगे आप कि कैसे कैसे जल्दी जल्दी फिर उन्होंने शॉट्स मारने स्टार्ट करे, स्ट्राइक रोटेशन करी, एक मेच्योर इनिंग्स जो हम एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं अक्षर पटेल से, हैज बीन दैट। रविंद्र जडेजा को हम बोलते हैं कि विद द बैट ही इज नॉट दैट, अक्षर पटेल वो चीज पूरी कर देते हैं। नंबर 5 पे आना, इनिंग्स को बिल्ड करना, कोलैप्स के बाद जबकि आपके टॉप 3 प्लेयर्स आउट हो चुके हैं जल्दी, न्यूजीलैंड जैसी बॉलिंग के सामने रन मारना, क्वालिटी रन मारना, कहीं ना कहीं बहुत अच्छा बूस्ट है अक्षर पटेल के लिए पर्सनली एंड ऑन इंडियन लेवल, कि ये अगर प्लेयर सेमीफाइनल या फाइनल में भी ऐसा खेलता है तो एक और ट्रॉफी आ जाएगी यार।
बाबू का बैटिंग कमाल से,
बाबू की बैटिंग कमाल से।
Yeah, I'll add something here about Gautam Gambhir and his thinking. Like, there are two factors here. One, he clearly prefers, the left-hand, right-hand combination.
true.
Secondly, he also prefers all-rounders a lot. And Axar's inclusion was also, two-way. Like, he's also an LHB and he can also bowl. And bringing him in at number 5 sort of, helped Gambhir. You remember when there was a game when Gambhir made all of them bowl. Like Rohit Sharma was bowling, I think Rinku Singh was bowling. All of them were bowling in one game. He clearly prefers all-rounders and he wanted everybody to bowl. So having that flexibility in that top 7 is something that Gambhir really likes. And with Axar batting at number 5, it gives India the clear flexibility to switch positions if needed. Like Rahul's position is not like he does not need to bat at number 5 as a position. Like it's based on scenarios. So Gambhir has made it clear that Axar at number 5 to take on spinners is the best option that India have right now. And you saw that in the T20 World Cup when he was taking on Maharaj with the wind blowing against, he was still able to sort of hit. And that is exactly what he was doing here as well. So the one thing that probably troubled him today was the New Zealand bowlers bowling those bouncers. Both Jameson as well as Will O'Rourke, he was not able to get them away. So he probably scored like around 4 or 5 runs of 20 balls against them. But he was taking on the spinners. For example, Bracewell came in and he smashed him. So I think he's able to pick and choose and stay out there. And that is what Gambhir needs right now, just to support somebody like Kohli or Iyer who's there alongside him. And he's done that in crucial positions for India so far. So I think this strategy is working for India. It also enables, to have KL Rahul as a backup hitter down the order for, to give support to Hardik Pandya, because Jadeja clearly, in these Dubai conditions, he's not able to do that because the surface is too paced and he just does not have that, he's not able to bring in those horizontal bat shots which he likes. So I think this is a good strategy for India and it's working right now. So there's no reason to change it.
Plus, we were able to score 249 despite of having 30 for 3 because of the depth we had in batting as well. So of course the masterstroke has played well. The thought process behind it, having all rounders who can bat till 8 or 9 number as well, that has been working like a charm for us. And we have got one question from Bittu Cricket. खड़ा हूं आज भी वहीं लोडिंग, अरे नहीं यार फिर से अगेन यार
ये बोल के गलती कर दी मैंने स्ट्रीम पे
खड़ा हूं आज भी वहीं नहीं यार. Oh, Hardik Pandya 45, that crucial partnership of Hardik Pandya, Ravindra Jadeja, although contribution was not that great from Ravindra Jadeja, 16 runs, but that was very crucial in terms of reaching out to 249. So how do you see Hardik Pandya? Again, we already had one video about him that he's one of the most valuable players India has, but he's not cherished that much the way we cherish Jasprit Bumrah right now as the most valuable player. Prasanjit.
Like you said, see, we can keep going on about like who is the MVP for India in white ball cricket, right? But when you see through things, so Hardik, if he goes out of the equation, So पूरी balance इंडिया की तहस नहस हो जाती है. So what he gives right now, he is a reliable middle order batter. He is someone who can bowl 10 overs on a given day as well, and he is a top notch fielder also. So you tell me which other Indian player can do all these things. Obviously there is Axar and Jadeja, but they are spinners, and it is, and you know, fast bowling all rounder is a different, to have that in India is a different breed altogether. And
True.
it has been 9 years since Hardik Pandya made his debut for India, right? 2016 it was, I think. Since then, how many all-rounders, pace bowling all-rounders we have found? We have found Shivam Dube, we have Nitish Kumar Reddy. So you tell me, like, have they gone on to the same level as Hardik Pandya? Obviously, Nitish has just started, but Shivam Dube, he is nowhere near Hardik as well. Maybe in terms of batting, he is good, but in terms of bowling, he can't even match Hardik's potential. So Hardik is one of, not one of the, in fact, he is the most vital asset for India in white ball formats.
Truly, truly, undoubtedly. And let's head to the main bowling scorecard for New Zealand once, and let's discuss what we can see over there, because it was quite, impressive from Matt Henry. 8 overs, 42 runs, economy of 5.2, and then Kyle Jamieson, 8 overs, 31 runs only, and then getting 1 wicket, 3.9 economy. And Santner, as a captain, he led from the front. He made sure the switches which he had, the changes which he was doing in terms of bowling, it was quite impressive. And he also understood the game. He also understood the pitch, how the pitch is reacting, and he made sure that spinners are, doing and bowling like accurate. I was like, how Mitchell Santner is doing the variations in terms of his bowling, from his variations from in terms of pace, like bowling at 91 and then again next ball at 74, 72. Right? It was quite like interesting to see how Mitchell Santner is doing, and I think Indians would be happy, at least Mumbai Indians.
Indeed, bhai, and CSK would be very disappointed to let this gem of a player go. जैसे प्रसन्नजीत दा ने पहले बोला था कि he really wonders कि ग्लेन फिलिप्स को जगह क्यों नहीं मिलती इन आईपीएल. आप मिचेल सैंटनर की बात कर लो यार, 8 साल 7 साल से खेल रहे हैं वो सीएसके के लिए. 18 मैचेस खेले हैं बस अभी तक. दिस शोज कि या तो आईपीएल बहुत बड़े लेवल का है, या फिर इन प्लेयर्स को जो करेक्टली रेट किया जाना चाहिए वो नहीं मिल रहा है. या मुझे लगता है कि न्यूजीलैंड के प्लेयर्स के साथ कुछ ना कुछ है. विलियमसन को भी नहीं मिलता, मैट हेनरी को नहीं मिलता मैचेस खेलने के लिए. 5 5 विकेट लेते हुए इंडिया के अगेंस्ट, इंडिया के नाक में दम किया हुआ है. बस एक बोल्ट ही थे जिनको एक वैल्यूएबल रेट किया गया है आईपीएल की टर्म्स में. बट अगर हम मिचेल सैंटनर की बात करते हैं, लीडिंग फ्रॉम द फ्रंट विद द बॉल, विद द बैट एंड विद द फील्ड, तो ऑलराउंड कंट्रीब्यूशन. एंड यस, जैसे आपने बोला कि Indians would be happy, Mumbai Indians will surely be happy to have Mitchell Santner as a left armer in their backup, or even in the playing 11, I'll say.
Rohit?
I think, see, Mumbai Indians have no way but to play Santner, given how they have built their lineup. So Santner will definitely play. I think. I don't think they have another Indian spinner who's comparable to Santner. But today, I think what actually hurt New Zealand is how Michael Bracewell bowled. Santner obviously was really good, but Bracewell, he had to bowl to Shreyas Iyer, and bowling spin to Shreyas Iyer, like off spin to Shreyas Iyer, is as risky as it comes, and he couldn't do it like he was doing against Pakistan and Bangladesh batters, because it is quite easy to contain them. And to contain Iyer, he was just trying that leg stem line. He had nothing else up his sleeve, and Santner was just not getting enough support from the other end. And you can see that in the eventual figures as well. So I think just New Zealand just lost their way in those middle overs with the spinners, even though
And
Santner was bowling really well.
Bit2 Cricket Wala is saying we also don't give Shreyas Iyer as much credit as he deserves. He may not score a daddy 100, but consistently he was scoring 70 to 80s.
Exactly. So Iyer, see, he has a huge weakness against the short ball. He has worked on that weakness, but even when he had that weakness, he was scoring big runs. So there is no way that India can line up in ODIs right now without Iyer, despite the fact that the next World Cup is in South Africa, where conditions are going to be really tough for him. We keep saying this, but he also keeps finding ways to score runs. So it's hard to criticize Iyer at this point, because he's just scoring runs. How much ever uncomfortable he looks against the short ball, he's still scoring runs. Like I said earlier, he still got out to the short ball today, but he was showing that he can handle it and he can score runs of it. Like I think he scored most of Willow Root as well. So I think Iyer, yeah, we don't credit him much compared to how we credit Kohli or somebody like KL Rahul even.
And there's one question from Disha Asrani: is India's top order a concern, especially against stronger sides like New Zealand and the upcoming semis? Which when can Yashasvi and Abhishek Sharma start to join the top three, keeping the 2027 World Cup in mind? Isn't it too early to say about that and even discuss about Yashasvi Jaiswal and
I am really
Abhishek
sorry,
Sharma
but
replacing Rohit Sharma?
is she following the real cricket? If we are talking about the real cricket, because it'll be too soon. I'm sorry if I'm sounding rude, but अभिषेक शर्मा को आप वनडे सेटअप में इमेजिन कर रहे हो यार, बहुत ये तो मतलब I'll say कि it's as useless as imagining 100 from Rohit Sharma in a final. बट यस, टॉप थ्री की अगर हम बात करते हैं, जायसवाल का टाइम आएगा यार. जब टाइम आएगा तो सिर्फ उनकी बात होगी, पूरे लाइव में उनकी बात होगी, एनालिसिस के ऊपर उनकी बात होगी. बट अभिषेक शर्मा को हम इमेजिन नहीं कर सकते हैं. एंड टॉकिंग अबाउट द क्वालिटी ऑफ बैटिंग इन फेसिंग अगेंस्ट, यार देखो चाहे कुछ भी हो, इंग्लैंड के अगेंस्ट रन मार के आए थे टॉप थ्री के बैटर्स, बांग्लादेश, पाकिस्तान. वर्ल्ड कप की बात कर लेते तो वर्ल्ड कप में भी रन मारे थे. तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि क्वालिटी बॉलिंग के सामने खराब हो जाती है. आज शायद से विराट जिस बॉल पे आउट हुए थे, उस बॉल पे वो चौका लिखा हुआ था, और इट वॉज ग्लेन
Exactly.
फिलिप जो जो पॉइंट पे खड़े हुए थे. रोहित शर्मा के ये जो शॉट पे आउट हुए हैं, वो मोस्ट 10 टाइम्स में 10 में से 9 बार वो स्टैंड में जाते हैं खड़े खड़े. तो चलता है यार, कभी कभी होता है. वो बोलते हैं ना कि थोड़ी सी बॉल इधर उधर होती है, थोड़ा सा तो हो ही जाता है कभी कभी. तो शुभमन गिल हाँ आउट हुए कहीं ना कहीं, वो थोड़ा सा उनको बैक करना पड़ेगा. बट 60 का एवरेज है उस प्लेयर का, उसके बारे में कुछ बोलना इज लाइक भाई वाओ. तो
मतलब
वील सिंह जायसवाल, जब हम जायसवाल को देखेंगे तो सिर्फ उनकी ही तारीफ करेंगे.
of course. And one big question: should Mohammad Shami play in semi-finals, or Arshdeep or Harshit should replace him? Rohit.
See, I think Shami, he's just come back from a lengthy injury, and in these conditions, his ODI bowling is probably good, but he's not back to the level he was during the Cricket 2023 World Cup. And with India having somebody like Arshdeep and Harshit in their lineup, and obviously Varun also performing now, India have sealed 4 spinners in their lineup, and they just have slots for one more fast bowler because Hardik obviously is taking the new ball now, and he's doing really well. So the question is whether they go for Harshdeep, Harshit, or Shami. The incumbent is obviously Shami. Has a big reputation, obviously, but on current form, who would you pick? And given the conditions, who would you pick? The choice is slightly tricky, but I think I would go with Harshit Rana because of the variations he has and the pitch variations that is there in Dubai. Because the conditions help Harshit a lot, and I think his pace variations and his how he is useful across different phases in the game. I think Harshit is a better bet than Arshdeep, but I can see why some would probably prefer Arshdeep.
Prasanjita, your opinion?
Yeah, I would have wanted Arshdeep in this lineup from the very beginning also. But since we are already midway into the tournament and heading towards the semi-finals, I don't think there is any point in playing someone who hasn't even played even one match in this tournament. So my pick also would be Harshit Rana if they have to go with a pacer. But Gambhir has shown what can be done on this Dubai pitch with 4 spinners there. So going forward, Varun Chakravarthy, I think he is a lock in this 11. And I think someone from Instagram was also asking the same question: should Varun Chakravarthy play in the final? So after this performance, I don't think there is any point in dropping him, right? So he has to play, and whichever team will be there in the final, I hope India reaches final also. Maybe I.
That is what I was thinking कि प्रसन्नजीत दा मतलब फ्लो में ज्यादा आ गए, ज्यादा ऑप्टिमिस्टिक हो गए. अभी ट्रेविस हेड खड़ा है हमारे बीच में.
तो वही बात है, अब देखना पड़ेगा जहां पे भी हो, सेमीफाइनल में भी हो, वरुण चक्रवर्ती को खेलना चाहिए क्योंकि उनके वेरिएशंस पिक करना इन दिस कंडीशंस इट इज नॉट इजी. लाइक ही शोड, ड्यू हो ना हो, इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू पिक हिम.
I think you're not audible,
Jay,
Jay.
you are on
Jay
mute.
is not.
Yeah, so
But
I'll
let's
just
talk
ask
about.
to Varun, like Varun Chakravarthy. Like
I
New
was so
Zealand found
very.
it really tough to face Varun Chakravarthy because they have not faced him at all before, and most of their batters don't play in sort of IPL like the middle order. Kane
Hmm.
Williamson, Tom Latham, even Glenn Phillips, like he has been on the bench, so they have not seen a lot of Varun. The one team that has seen, Varun a fair bit is probably Australian middle order. It has Glenn
Hmm.
Maxwell, and
Uh,
Maxwell is really dangerous on his day. So I think
I
that is
feel the
one
I feel
factor
the
that
only player
is
the only player that Varun should be afraid of or should be scared of or Indians should be scared of is I think Steve Smith against Varun Chakravarti because I feel Steve Smith has that X factor कि वो वरुण की बॉल को पढ़ ले and he can score runs. बात यह है कि वरुण के अगर आपने सिर्फ 3 से 4 ओवर्स आराम से पढ़ लिए टाइम दे दिया बॉल को रिस्पेक्ट कर ली हाथ से पढ़ ली तो आप जो फाइनल के 6 ओवर्स है ना यू कैन इजीली स्कोर रन अगेंस्ट हिम क्योंकि ज्यादा वेरिएशन वरुण अभी भी नहीं करते हैं दैट आइदर ही गोस फॉर हिज नॉर्मल जो वो अपनी फिंगर स्पिन डालते हैं या फिर वो गूगली डालते हैं अगर आपने उनकी गूगली पकड़ ली हाथ से तो फिर वो बहुत ईजी हो जाते हैं खेलते हुए ये हमने जब उनकी इंग्लैंड के अगेंस्ट मैच हुआ था जिसमें उन्होंने डेब्यू किया था उसमें भी देखा था कि उन्होंने रन खाए थे काफी तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया को फेस करना मुझे लगता है कि थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी होगा बट यस लाइक आई सेड आई विल बी द वन अपोलोजाइजिंग अगेन टू रोहित शर्मा एंड वरुण चक्रवर्ती क्योंकि भाई मैंने डाउट किया था एंड ही प्रूव्ड इट रॉन्ग जय हैज लॉस्ट हिज कनेक्शन आई गेस जय
आवाज
की भी
अभी नहीं
बोलती
आ
बंद हो गई है
नहीं आ रही है। बस
जय की
करो
भी बोलती बंद हो गई है जैसे न्यूजीलैंड के बैटर्स की हुई थी
करो भाई
I think
नहीं
for Australia, um, Steve
yeah
Smith, like he said, because he has the capability to read somebody like Varun off his hand. And unless you do that, there is no escaping Varun. Like today, New Zealand, they were having a partnership between Kane Williamson and Tom Latham. They were playing around against Jadeja, and I think it was who was bowling at that time? Some other spinner. I think Axar was bowling at that time, and New Zealand were just rotating strike. But it was so. I even tweeted that this is inevitably just waiting for a Varun Chakravarti 5 wicket haul because how do they eventually get to the target? They have to take on the bowlers, and if they were just
हाँ
waiting for the end overs to take the bowlers on, it was going to be Varun bowling, and it's not easy to take him on. And Williamson was not reading him off his hand. Neither was Latham. So I think that strategy itself was flawed. And if Australia are going to learn anything from this, it is that they need to attack Varun early and Smith, and probably I would think Maxwell is probably even better placed than Smith to do that. So yeah, unless they do that, there is no escaping this Indian. There are four spinners. One comes after the other, and Smith has a clear weakness against Jadeja as well. We saw on the border Gavaskar Trophy also. So I don't know. I would put India in the final even now. Right now, there is no way they are getting past. Australia are
हम
getting
तो
past.
मैक्सवेल और स्मिथ की बात ऐसे कर रहे हैं जैसे ट्रेविस हेड तो फर्स्ट ओवर में ही चले जाएगा वो नहीं छोड़ेगा सर वो नहीं छोड़ेगा
Yes, Rishit, Yash Kumawat is saying Travis is a monster.
भाई ही इज अ मॉन्स्टर यार दे आर रियली अफ्रेड मेरे को 2 दिन अब रात को सिर्फ यही बोलेंगी मम्मी कि भैया सो जाओ वरना ट्रेविस हेड आ जाएगा
फुरकान वानी is saying इंशाल्लाह हेड पहले आउट होगा. बिल्कुल होगा भाई. उम्मीद तो हम भी यही लगा रहे हैं. आई होप कि जल्दी आउट हो जाए.
See, I'll say that Varun will get ahead because India do not have Bumrah, and they brought in Varun with the main intention of getting wickets up front. And if they bowl Varun within the first 10, 12 overs, I think they'll do that. He'll get head as well because head is not really comfortable facing that kind of spinners, and he's not comfortable facing any kind of bowling actually, unless he's in one of his moods. So yeah, I don't think like head is going to have a big day, and I don't think Australia are winning the semis.
आई थिंक वरुण और हर्षित के बारे में हम लोगों ने अभी इतना बात कर लिया है कि लोग बोलने लगेंगे अरे केकेआर लॉबी केकेआर लॉबी तो चलो थोड़ा सा डाइवर्ट कर देते हैं तो आई थिंक थोड़ा सा पीछे ले जाते हैं टॉपिक को डू यू थिंक कि जैसे हमने डिस्कस किया गंभीर इज काइंड ऑफ ऑब्सेस्ड विद लेफ्ट हैंड राइट हैंड कॉम्बिनेशंस बट इफ यू सी दिस लाइनअप in the top 7 there are only 2 left handers Jadeja and Akshar So I want to raise this question. So is it too much? Like, दो left-handers तो होने चाहिए because you need that flexibility also, right?
Jay has lost his connections again, but yes, coming on to left hand right hand combination, Gambhir has been obsessed with this fact कि हाँ हमें लेफ्ट हैंड राइट हैंड का कॉम्बिनेशन चाहिए ऊपर पर जैसे जैसे मैंने ये चीज बोली कि हाँ वॉट एवर यू आर सेइंग इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट कि हाँ हमारे पास वो ऑप्शंस होने चाहिए वो वेरिएशंस होने चाहिए इफ वी आर फेसिंग अ क्वालिटी टीम एंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया हमेशा हमेशा पता है कि चाहे वो स्टार्टिंग में कैसे भी खेल रही हो बट एट द बिजनेस एंड ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट बिजनेस दैट टू इन द नॉकआउट्स ऑस्ट्रेलिया इज अ वेरी डिफरेंट ब्रीड तो आप जितने एक्सपेरिमेंट आपने करने थे आपने कर लिया आपने वरुण को खिला लिया आपने अर्शदीप को बाहर रख लिया आपने शमी को खिला लिया अब जो आप ऑस्ट्रेलिया को फेस करोगे सेमीफाइनल्स में आपकी बेस्ट प्लेइंग 11 खेलनी चाहिए अब वो कॉम्बिनेशन लेफ्ट हैंड राइट हैंड का बन रहा है वो आपको लग रहा है कि वो चीज प्रोवाइड कर पाएगी इंडियन टीम की सेटअप या नहीं कर पाएगी आई थिंक यस बेस्ट प्लेइंग 11 चाहे वो लेफ्ट हैंडर्स हो चाहे वो राइट हैंडर्स
I don't think we'll have this discussion, 1 year down the lane from now, because somebody, like I was having a discussion with somebody about India's second 11. Like India's second 11 is almost as good as their first 11, and the
Yeah,
second 11
exactly.
is full of left-handers. It has Jaiswal, it has Abhishek Sharma, it has Tilak Verma, it has Rinku Singh, it has Rishabh Pant. Like they're all left-handers, and they'll all bat in the top 5 or 6. And once Rohit Sharma and Kohli retires, I think India will have a top 7 that is almost lopsided.
Left handers.
Pradyumna is saying, Bhatti is saying कि ट्रैविस हेड 100 मारेगा उसके बाद वही बंदा बोल रहा है लेकिन भारत जीत जाएगी उसके बाद फिर से भाई बोल रहे हैं कि नहीं जीतेगी भविष्यवाणी है
भाई
भाई जो कर रहे हैं वो मुझे भी चाहिए
ये तो दोगलापन है प्रद्युम्न भाई
दोगलापन भाई 3 बार ओपिनियन चेंज हो गया दोगलापन भी क्रॉस कर गया
बट गाइस व्हाट डू यू थिंक फाइनल में कौन जा रहा है फिर इंडिया तो जा ही रही है अकॉर्डिंग टू रोहित
Yeah, it'll be India versus New Zealand again, I think.
I also think it'll be India versus New Zealand. I am a South Africa fan, but for South Africa to get past New Zealand in the knockouts,
it's very hard to do.
Yeah, I think New Zealand are going to get there. New Zealand is like Kane Williamson is going to be the player of the match in the semi-final, and they're going to beat South Africa, I think.
And
as far as
and what's going to be the probable 11? What do you think? We do have one. Probably 11 graphic as well.
Yeah. See, from this, I think obviously Kuldeep would play, and India are going to stick with the 4 spinners. So I would replace Arshdeep with Kuldeep in this, but I think that'll be India's 11. I don't think they'll play Shami, and Harshit would continue, I feel.
But
I think that the playing 11. The playing 11 that India played today against New Zealand would be the playing 11 they'll be playing against Australia, to be very honest, and they should not change. Again. Yeah, I think.
Prasenjita.
I think India New Zealand final again, and playing 11 same what Rishit said, same 11 like today, because there is no point in changing, right? It is working very well. It is well suited for the conditions. And all the players are mostly performing. They have performed in different matches, and I don't think there is any need to tweak with this playing 11.
South Africa versus India. प्रद्युमन सिंह भाई यार ये कभी ऑस्ट्रेलिया से हरवा रहे हो कभी कह रहे हो फाइनल में साउथ अफ्रीका इंडिया क्या चल रहा है
भाई मैं बोल तो रहा हूँ जो भाई कर रहे हैं वो मुझे भी चाहिए
पीके हूँ इज सेइंग इंडिया वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड
इंडिया वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड
आप एक्चुअली नाम के हिसाब से कुछ करके ना बैठो भाई अभी
India should be more scared if New Zealand come into the final, because
exactly
in Dubai the only team that can beat India in Dubai is New Zealand. Like,
and actually this was the only match which was
as well.
And this was the only match in this Champions Trophy which was like little close and which was getting tensed for India as well. Otherwise other matches were like cakewalk. Right.
Yeah. So we bring up like Henrich Klaasen. They have South Africa have Klaasen. They have Stubbs. They have Miller. But can they play Varun Chakravarthy and Kuldeep Yadav? Under Trent's run chase, like how New Zealand might be able to do it. They didn't do it today, but obviously with Williamson and Phillips and Latham, I think they are better placed to at least counter India.
So Rohit,
I
you
don't
said
see the
can
team.
South Africa play Kuldeep, Varun, and so many bowlers like under 10s run chase? But I want to ask you, can South Africa play in any 10s run chase? Forget the
That has
bowlers.
changed. I would say that has changed. Like without Bumrah, the T20 World Cup was gone. So, and how Klaasen batted that day, I mean, he's definitely capable of it. And that surface was also not, quite, but it was a single-handed effort, and it does not happen every day. So, yeah, I still think New Zealand are better placed to beat India if at all anybody is beating them.
And there's one question: should Arshdeep be given a chance in the final as Travis Head does not have a good record against left-arm pacers in
So
semi-final?
I put in one thing like one factor I was confused between Arshit and Arshdeep is because the new ball has been doing a bit in Dubai and Arshdeep is
Right.
lethal with the new ball when
Hmm.
it fits. And that is one reason why the Arshdeep pick might not be really bad. But Harshit obviously has a lot of variations, which is why I would go for him. Because if at all they don't get early wickets, which they should be if they bring in Varun early, then Harshit is a better bowler to have, towards the end of this.
Cool. Let's see. Let's see. Hopefully, I would also love to see Arshdeep Singh in place of maybe not Harshit Rana. I would definitely go with Arshdeep Singh because he's got a little bit of more experience in terms of like international experience as well. And of course, he's very good with wide new ball. And again, he also has variations just like Harshit Rana, and he can also bowl in death overs as well. So I just want to see how good he would be with 10 over spell. Like we have always seen him in 4 over spell like for T20 and stuff. So I just want to see how good he could be with 10 overs, and if he's gonna go like well for 10 overs, then we of course again have someone growing up or maybe having a shadow just like Justice Bumrah. So that on the level of that greatness, had fingers crossed. बहुत बड़ी बात बोल रहा हूँ, but I would love to see him, becoming that person who is going to be the next face of fast bowling for India in all three formats. ऋषित ज्यादा नहीं बोलूंगा.
ज्यादा नहीं बोलूंगा बट हाँ बिल्कुल आपने सही बात बोली कि थोड़ा अगर जसप्रीत बुमराह का 20% भी अर्शदीप सिंह में आ जाए विद द ओल्ड बॉल, न्यू बॉल के साथ तो वो कमाल कर ही लेते हैं, विद द ओल्ड बॉल अगर वो इफेक्टिवनेस आ जाए तो जो रोहित शर्मा ने चीज बोली थी सिराज के लिए कि वो ओल्ड बॉल ज्यादा इफेक्टिव नहीं है, हम उन्हें प्लेइंग इलेवन में नहीं कंसीडर कर रहे, तो वो अर्शदीप के लिए सही हो जाएगी, फेवर में आ जाएगी. एंड यस, इवन आई एम होपिंग कि वो जो ट्रेविस हेड वाला एक्स फैक्टर है वो शायद से अर्शदीप जल्दी एलिमिनेट कर दे. वो खड़ा हूं आज भी, अब खड़ा हूं, खड़ा नहीं होंगे फिर वो ट्रेविस हेड अगर अर्शदीप की बॉल स्विंग करती है. अगर मैंने क्या बोला है, बॉल थोड़ी सी इधर उधर हुई और
इफी भाई याद
तो
रहते
बिल्कुल उनकी याद आ जाती है मुझे.
It looks like all three of you are on the same page.
या आई
It
थिंक
looks
सो.
all three of you are on the same page, but I differ a little in my opinion because, like I said, I am a big believer in momentum in big tournaments. It matters a lot. तो अर्शदीप अभी तक एक भी मैच नहीं खेले. अगर आपको अर्शदीप को फाइनल में खिलाना था तो आई थिंक यू शुड हैव प्लेड हिम एटलीस्ट वंस इन दिस टूर्नामेंट. अभी तक वो हुआ नहीं है. So definitely I also want him to see bowling 10 overs and everything, but I don't think this final is the right time. So जो momentum है, जिन players को already
The
confidence
semi-final is
boost,
there before final again. There's a
yeah,
semi-final.
because I believe India will go into the final. Yeah.
वी आर होपफुल. एंड यहाँ पर ऋषित भाई आपके लिए कमेंट आया है कि प्रद्युम्न भाई फिर से वो कह रहे हैं कि ये ऋषित भैया को ट्रेविस हेड की जगह भेज दो.
भेज दो भाई, दाढ़ी तो वैसी है. कर
दाढ़ी
लूंगा,
तो
बैटिंग
आपकी
कर लूंगा.
शाहीन अफरीदी जैसी है.
शाहीन अफरीदी
अरे
बोलेंगे
यार.
लोग.
प्रद्युम्न भाई आप देखो जरा ध्यान से ऋषित भाई को. शाहीन
साइड
अफरीदी
फेस
को
दिखाना
अपने
ऋषित
लेफ्ट
जरा.
पे.
एक बार साइड फेस हो जाए.
एक साइड प्रोफाइल दे दो ऋषित भाई. और वो स्माइल.
We only
पर मैं
have
कोहली की
him
सेंचुरी, पर मैं कोहली की सेंचुरी के लिए वाइड नहीं फेंकूंगा कभी, मैं उसकी सेंचुरी करवाऊंगा.
Of
we only
course.
have him live because Pakistan are out of the tournament.
तभी तो मैं लाइव
Cool,
ज्वाइन
guys,
कर पा रहा हूँ.
on that note, let's wrap up and hopefully we'll meet again. And इस बार ट्रैविस नहीं चलेगा. आर्यन इज सेइंग भाई हम भी चाहते हैं ना चले, और अभी तो हम चलते हैं क्योंकि हो गई है अब रात, सोने का हो गया टाइम थोड़ा सा.
और अच्छी नींद आएगी क्योंकि इंडिया जीत गई है। एंड थैंक यू सो मच गाइस फॉर जॉइनिंग दिस लाइव। एंड फाइनली हमारा पहला लाइव सेशन कामिल हुआ, मजा आया, और ये मजा जो है हम हिंदुस्तान के हर व्यक्ति को देना चाहते हैं, इसलिए हम आते रहेंगे। तो गाइस जो भी देख रहे हैं आप लोग सब्सक्राइब कर सकते हैं, प्लीज डोंट फॉरगेट टू सब्सक्राइब द चैनल बिकॉज वी आर कमिंग up with a lot of content, lot of new content and insightful content, तो entertainment भी होने वाली है, तो सब्सक्राइब करके जाना। Thank you so much guys for joining and good night.